Hey guys, Kev here, and I have a video to do for you on the Brown Knives LHC. So this is the LHC-X. This is number 167. So my good buddy Sruli, that I met on, I believe, Reddit a long time ago. He was actually one of the first people to loan me knives to the channel, which was awesome. I can't remember exactly which knives they were. I think maybe it was a Skaha 2 and a Microtech SOCOM Elite, I think. And anyway, he's an awesome dude, and we kind of like caught up on Reddit a little bit last week, and he offered to send me some knives. And this was the one that really stood out to me to check out because I've always wanted to try one. Got my Wegmans seltzers here. I did unbox this on the live stream, so this is going to be like an overview. This isn't a knife I'm going to carry or use because it's not mine, and he's actually selling it. So this is more of an overview, kind of first impressions, and if anybody's interested in it, you can hit me up or hit Sruli up, and hopefully we can get it sold or traded for him. He's open to trades as well, I believe. So let's check it out real quick. It comes in this awesome case, just like my Cortex did, although I believe his newer knives come in like a little purse. This one is absolutely just gorgeous. If I was gonna get one, this is like almost perfect for me. Yeah, I'd wish it was more blue than purple, but I think purple looks better in terms of ano. It doesn't look as cheap as blue does. It's weird, like when We does a knife, like the Sakshi with blue liners like this, I think it looks terrible and cheap. But if Brown Knives does it, it looks fantastic. So I'm a bit of a hypocrite there, I guess. Real quick, we can look at what it comes with. You have the COA card and warranty card here. Again, this is number 67, and it's in titanium. Lock bar material is 416 stainless steel. It is signed by Craig Brown, LHC-X, and it is in CPM 154. So that's how you get the knife, of course. And if you were to buy this off of Sruli, that's how you would get it, of course. So here it is. People yelling on my street again. There's this guy. One of my neighbors is just a piece of shit. He's always yelling at people on the street. Like, he yelled at me once because I parked too close to his car, and I literally flipped out on him. But he's just annoying as hell. Now he's doing it to somebody else, and they're yelling at him. Hang on a second. All right, so I recorded a little bit of that, but yeah, it was just ridiculous. I'm not going to show you because I don't know if I'm allowed to show that kind of shit. But basically, they're just yelling at each other. Because apparently the one neighbor, they live in a twin together, like next to each other, and whenever he slams his doors, their fucking shelves are like shaking and shit falls off him. So he's flipping out, and then he's calling people the N-word and shit. Like, that guy's a total dick, but they both seem like dicks, so hillbilly shit right there on my street, baby. Anyway. Whew, I'm also sort of sick right now. I have, I'm hoping it's just allergies. Like, I've never really had bad allergies, but maybe I did. I never knew because I was just always drinking, you know. I quit drinking. Maybe it triggered something, or alcohol blocked it. I don't know. But anyway, I feel like, you know, kind of like dog piss. But the show must go on, hey? So where were we? I really apologize for that, but it was interesting. So I went and watched it, and then I shut my window. This is LHCX number 167. I'm looking at the website right now. He doesn't really give details on specs or anything. Just says carbon plate blue marble dust overlay. Now, Carbon Plate, I believe, is the company that fucked Sharp by Design over. And I'm pretty sure about that. This is my blue marble Fat Carbon Sharp by Design Mini Tempest, and I believe it was supposed to be this blue marble dust overlay. So I don't actually think this is blue marble. I think this is just blue dark matter, and people keep calling it Blue Marble because that's what it was supposed to be, if that makes sense. But I'm not positive on how that works exactly, because this does not look like the same shit, right? So anyway, I just want to point that out. I think that's the company that dicked him over, and I don't think they exist anymore. So, or maybe they rebranded to get past it. But anyway, it's that titanium backspacer pocket clip, hand satin, CPM 154, and it says Brown Knives DRB. I don't know what that means. Is that the locking mechanism interface type thing? I don't know. I do have a brown knife of my own. It's one of my favorite knives. This is the Cortex version 2. Mine has this blue ano and black micarta scales. This has zirconium pivot collar and a stonewash blade. I do kind of wish it had this hand satin, just because of the quality and price of the knife. It would make sense to have the hand satin, but I do like the stonewash. Makes it a little more user friendly, and it's a really nice stonewash. Now, I definitely like this knife better because 2 reasons. One, left-handed and everything, it works great, but so does that. But you can reverse flick this real easy. You have a little slot here. Now, not all the Cortexes are easy to reverse flick. The newer ones have, some of the newer ones don't have the hole in there. It's just sort of a fuller, and it's kind of hard to access. But yeah, I absolutely love this knife. I believe it's 3.4-inch blade, so we can kind of get a size comparison here. They look to be exactly the same size. I think that's kind of his sweet spot. 3 1/4, 3.4 inches on the blade. That's my sweet spot too, honestly. So there's that. Some other cool knives I have of this sort of level. I have the Oz Machine Company Roosevelt that I absolutely love. These are also sort of an American-made custom knife. I believe there's CNC work on both of them, on all of these, but I know there is on this, but I don't know about how he does it. But I see them as the same. You know what I mean? Just an American-made in a shop by a dude or two, cranking them out, and you know, I just think that's cool. The Rosie's a smaller knife, 3.1-inch blade, I believe. I also have the Trevor Berger LEXK. This is a handmade custom, I believe, which is insane if you look at it. I did just tune and Loctite this. I put Delrins in there, and it seems to be a little bit, sorry, I have super glue all over my fingertips. I was doing a little bit of house project, putting a gate up, and anyway, I needed super glue. Don't ask me why. But that's why I can't flick anything. My fingers are so slick. But yeah, I put Delrins in here. Here's a hand satin as well, so you can see gorgeous hand satins. I think Trevor Berger does it the best, but it's really hard to tell the difference, honestly. Even if you compare it to the one on the Tempest here. Oop. On the Tempest here, you can see, I mean, Riot does a great job with it too. We can compare it to a QSP Finch here. I mean, sorry, Finch Knives, 1929, made by QSP with a hand satin. Also, just very nice. Hand satins are just really nice. They take a bit more money and time to complete, but once they're done, it's pretty much universal, you know what I mean? This one's also 3.3 inches, so there you go. We are about the same on these three, and then this guy's a little bit smaller. I think that's about it for these American custom knives. I do have this knife in that's handmade. This is a lefty, though. This is the JG Scout. Also has beautiful hand satin. This is a South African maker, but he lives in Norway now, I believe. And that knife is, let's see, a little bit smaller. So I'd say this is about 3 1/4, where these are more like 3.3, 3.4. So there's some bangers for you right there. I think that's it, guys. The only other American-made knife, it's not really a custom, even though they're called customs, I have right here is the Curtis F3. I would not put that anywhere near this category of knife. It's cool, but it just does not feel as well-made, put together as any of these, to be 100% honest. Yet it's only $100 less than this guy was. It's actually more expensive than that one was. So, you know, you have that. I don't have my Gavco here or my Kvist. Otherwise, I'd show you guys those two. Just got this back from Stevie Wonder Woman, and man, forgot how good it was. Just amazing after Oz tuned it to have a little bit of a lighter detent so that I could get a little more drop shut. So I get very smooth, not quite drop shut, but as a lefty, I put pressure on the lock bar so that detent still fires out of there. And this knife still by far has the best ergos I think I've ever handled. So let's put some of these away. Sorry for all the size comparison knives. But yeah, there's my brown. Love that knife. And the Burger. Love that guy too. I was thinking about selling that just because I don't carry it as much, even though I love it. It's like one of those situations. So I don't know, but I actually think I might just keep it. I really like it. So yeah, this guy is really cool, very well made. I love the carbon plate. I love the purple ano on everything. Love the hand satin. It's dead centered. I did mess with the pivot a little bit just to see where it was at. And you can see it drops and closes. You could tighten it down to where it doesn't. There's no play. I mean, if I really crank on it, you can feel the tiniest movement, but I'd rather have that and the drop shut than have absolutely zero play and not drop shut. That's kind of where that's what I was testing out, how far you could go. And it's really not play. Like, you don't even feel it if you do this, but if you really wrench on it, you know, that could just be, you know, minutia details or whatever. There's a detent ball ramp on this guy. See that little semicircle sort of thing right there? That's a detent ball ramp so that when you disengage, it kind of goes from off the detent and glides over it. You can see it starts here. You can feel it break sort of, and then passes a back off right here. Boom, right there. I honestly, it's one of those detent ball ramps that I honestly don't think is that great. Another example of that is my Luft Concepts Avant here. You can see I'm sweaty today. Allergies got me sweaty. So I guess we'll see if this bad boy rusts. It's M390, I doubt it will. But the detent ball ramp on this guy, I really don't like, to be honest. I love the knife, honestly. I've been carrying it every day since I got it. The fact that it has a reversal clip helps with that, and the fact that I don't have a stout in right now, although I do have one over there to unbox. So here's the thing. If you're right-handed, it doesn't really matter because you're going to tune it, hopefully, to do that, and it's going to drop right past that detent anyway. By the way, I highly recommend skiff bearings in these, 5mm 1/16. Not necessary. The knife will break in and work great without them, but I just love skiffs, you know, because I can get that solid no play at all and still get that beautiful drop. But the detent ball ramp on this knife, I don't know. It starts right here. Okay, so it's already kind of late, in my opinion. And then you feel it all the way to here, and then that's where it's off. So not only does it have the two kind of humps, because that's what happens, the ramp has to jump on and then off, and if it's not done, you know, the best, then you can feel it kind of grind the whole way. I know you can't hear it, but I can feel it. So unless you just push the lock bar over and get right past it, which you do right-handed, it's not a big deal. In which case, you didn't even need a detent ball ramp because your detent would have, I assume it would have dropped right here. You know what I mean? It wouldn't drop at the end of the ramp. It would drop at the beginning of the ramp. So it would have dropped right there. It would have been pretty good. I mean, that's a little late, but it doesn't have a flipper tab that gets in your way. So you're not going to have an issue getting past it. Now, the reason I don't love it is because left-handed, you have to get all the way to there to get past it. Like, still not past it. There we go. Now we're past it. So if you're left-handed, you tend to do, now I'm used to it, but you do this, and then you go to shake it, and you shake it up. And that's the problem with detent ball ramps. I mean, depending on the detent ball ramp, like we're not past it there. We had to shake past it. Hope that makes sense. It's really not a big negative on the knife, and it's more of a lefty issue because you're just going to do that right-handed. But anyway, it's not great on this one either. I just don't think you need it, you know. It would break right here, which would be awesome, but you kind of go to there. You feel that extra little hump right there. I don't know. I don't think I've ever noticed it on my Cortex. I don't even know if this one has a detent ball ramp. Can I feel one? Here's the break. No, it just has a break right there. You see how early that is? Right there. And then it breaks. And now you're past already and you can drop. Whereas on this guy, you get to there. That's good, nice and early. Get past there. And then you got to swoop past the second break, which is right here. Which, it's fine. If you're going to give it a little shake, it's going to go. So this is actually a good detent ball ramp, I guess I'd say. Because you can just kind of swoop past it. It can get stuck. But, you know, if you're just doing it like this, it's going to just swing past it. Again, right-handed, not a big deal. Lefty, you might get that happen. Where it kind of slides back up the ramp and locks up. You go to shake it. And you end up with it locking back up like that. It's almost like the ramp hinders it. Again, people don't care unless they're left-handed, so in which case, people just don't care. Anyway, I'm just rambling about that. The ergos on this thing are very comfortable. It's a good size. You get a good grip right here. Get a full grip with my large glove-sized hand. I don't have much room here in like a choil situation, and the edge starts right there, so I don't think I'd prefer that. Your plunge grind is, yeah. So the reason that it doesn't have the edge start until up here is because of that plunge. You see, the plunge starts all the way up there, comes down, and then it's not fully past it until like right, trying to get the angle there for you. I don't know if you can see it, but there it is. And it ends like right before the edge starts. And that's why the edge starts there instead of back here, because you can't sharpen it all the way back there. I'm not a plunge expert, but I think I got that right. Now there's jimping up top, which is pretty comfortable. It's not super grippy, but I do have super glue over my thumb, so I don't think I'm feeling it properly. It's got a swedge across the top, which is actually really cool looking. But not my favorite in terms of putting your thumb up there, right? But again, this isn't going to be much of a user knife. The detent, when I first unboxed it on the live, I thought it was sort of weak because I went like this. But I think I was just trying to push button it, and you can't really do it that way. You have to kind of, see, I didn't even get it that time. There. Kind of do it like that. It's kind of like a push switch. So if you just do a light switch, it fires. I mean, I couldn't fail it. See how I can even drop off. So it's definitely plenty strong. When I hold it in my dominant hand, it flies out every time. It's great. Honestly, I don't know why Craig Brown doesn't get the recognition that I honestly think he should. This knife is up there. I think it's on par with a Holt Haptic or a Spectre or a Grimsmo Rask. The only thing I'd say that's holding it back a little bit is that snappy detent. Like, it's good. It just doesn't have a satisfying quack. Like, the Holts, they use that sort of Brian Nadeau system, integrated detent system, and it really snaps out. You hear the double click and everything. And the Rask was just like, I don't know if it's the flipper tab or what, but it's just poppy. This is a little more subdued, and that would be the only thing that would make me say, you know, get a haptic or a Rask over it. But honestly, the action on the close and everything is pretty much just as good. It's dropping right there. Again, there's that detent ball ramp kind of causing trouble. But if you do it like a normal person and just give it a little bit, it goes. But it's a guillotine shot. It's beautiful. It's very well made and engineered. One thing I like about it, better than, say, a Rask, is it is a bolster lock like that. I don't even know what you would call a subframe lock. I love that about the haptics and the Spectres and whatever. Well, the V4s. and the new Morpheus, they're liner locks, which is so nice as a lefty. You're just not going to be all over the lock bar. So you can snap this out if you want. I mean, like I said, it's a great knife, gorgeous knife. It really has a lot going for it. Would I buy one? And that's why one of the reasons I want to check it out, because like maybe I'll buy it. I think the answer is no, and it's solely because I'm not a flipper-only guy. I just don't keep flipper-only knives around long. You know, the only example is like the two that I can think of that I keep in my collection at all times. The Malibu, which this is the black textured Malibu. I just scored a blue one from Blade Show. Shout out to Sinister. He is a good buddy on Instagram, and he watches the lives and stuff. You guys might know him as Duke Sinister. Great dude. And he snagged one for me at Blade Show, Texas, a blue textured with the, I think it has some kind of mother of pearl button or something, abalone, something like that. And obviously I wanted the blue because that's my color and everything, and it's kind of the channel mascot. So I'll probably be selling this one, but I think I have somebody lined up already. Anyway, this is flipper only, but the kind of difference is it's a button lock. So technically it's not flipper only because you can button lock it open and close. I would never do that, honestly, but it just makes it endlessly more fidgety because you just click and pop, you know, where this you have to click, do the disengage, right? And then the Aloni Goat version 2. I don't know what it is about this knife. I just really like it. I have some sentimentality to it, and it's been modded a lot, and it just sticks around. It also would be kind of hard to sell, and I wouldn't make any money off it. I'd probably lose money, so there's kind of no point. And I've had it forever, so I just really like it. But that's why I wouldn't keep one of these, just flipper only. So anyway, if any of you guys are interested, hit me up or hit up Srule Dog. I'll try to link his Instagram or Reddit or something down below if I have it. Otherwise, you just hit me up and I'll contact him for you. And this goes for $9.85 new. And he was thinking, you know, somewhere around there, maybe a little less. He's not going to try to make money off of it. But I think he was open to trades too. So if you guys want to talk to him, but please make sure it's like a legit trade. Don't reach out trying to trade like 3 Spydercos. It's just not, you know what I mean? I think he's probably looking for something on par, or maybe 2 really nice knives, something like that. But, you know, a PM2 and a whatever just probably isn't going to do it. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just trying to say there's no point. So maybe I am being a dick. I don't know. But I love you guys. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day. Thank you again to Srule for loaning this guy out to me. And thanks for checking out my neighborhood drama as well. So I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.